I'd like to call this meeting to order today, Tuesday, April 7 at 7 p.m. Joseph?
Present.
Valerie?
I'm here.
Danielle?
Present.
Jenny?
Present.
We have a full quorum. Can I please ask you guys to stand up in order for us to do the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, please take a seat. All right, at this point, I'll go ahead and review the agenda, which is item number 2 on the current agenda. All right. Call to order and pledge of allegiance was already completed. Review the agenda, 5 minutes. Mayor and Council review the agenda for the meeting, adding or deleting topics of interest or discussion. Item number 3, Mayor and Council members, events and announcements. Presentation, discussion at the Neighborhood Design Center, NDC Vision is your placemaking conference, 20 minutes. Mayor and Council receive a presentation from NDC on their placemaking conference. 5, closed session summary. The Mayor and Council receive a closed session summary for March 24, 2026 from Master Ricard. Presentation on Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month proclamation. Mayor needs to present a proclamation for Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month. Presentation discussion on Teacher Appreciation Week, $500 each for Thomaston Elementary and Rainier School. The Mayor and Council will have a discussion on funding for teacher appreciation from line item 5550, totaling $1,000 for Thomaston and Rainier Elementary School. Item number 8, public comment. Please see page 4 of the agenda where the rules of public comments are listed. If you wish to speak, please advise during the meeting. No business. Item number 9, first reading and adoption resolution 03-2026, appointing members to the Green Team. 10 minutes. Mayor and Council will have the first reading of adoption resolution 03-2026. And first reading of ordinance 01-2026. The Mayor and Council will have the first reading of ordinance 01-2026, amending the code of the City of Rainier, Chapter 10, quotations, peace and order, Section 10-101, quotation vehicles prohibited on sidewalks, Section 10-02, quotation vehicles prohibited on the street on sidewalks, on Section 1003. Quotations bicycle safety to improve the safety of users of bicycles and other similar vehicles, and amending Chapter 13, quotations traffic, Section 13-107, and quotation manner parking to alter the manner in which vehicles park on the city streets during circumstances, and Section 13-118, quotation no through trucks. To alter destination of streets on which the city may restrict through traffic, Vision Zero Ordinance 01-2026. Item number 11, discussion and vote on the rules for public comments. That'll be 10 minutes. Mayor and Council will have a discussion and vote on the rules for public comments. Item number 12, first reading of ordinance 0-2026. The Mayor and Council will have a first reading of ordinance number 02-2026, amend the Code of City of Rainier to repeal and reenact the city fees schedule. Item number 13, vote on approval of the minutes. Mayor and Council vote on approving the minutes for February 17 work session, February 2026 work session retreat, and March 3rd, 2026 legislative meeting. Presentation of minutes. The city clerk will present the minutes for March 17, 2027 work session, March 21st, 2026 public hearing and budget work session, and March 28, 2026 a special legislative meeting minutes from Mayor Council. And then we move on to item number 15. For upcoming events on the agenda, you have a bike sale from the Bike Co-op on May 2nd from 1 to 4 p.m. You also have a May 2nd skateboard day that'll be located on the Rainier Skate Park up in Otis and Well. We have Gateway Open Studios Tour on May 9. Rainier Day on May 16 from 11 to 4 at the Nature Center. And Rainier PTO Carnival will be held May 15, 2026. And that's also open to the community. All right. So the agenda has been read. Is there any amendments that have been made to the agenda? I know you submitted one, Valerie. Go ahead.
Thank you. I would like to remove the presentation and discussion on Neighborhood Design Center Vision is Yours Placemaking Conference. They couldn't attend in person tonight.
Okay, thank you so much. Item number 4 will be strike from the agenda. Everything else will move up one. Anybody else has anything to strike to this? Joseph?
Mayor, would it be possible to push back the green team to maybe switch 9 and 10 then? Because at least one person wasn't able to make it till 8 o'clock.
Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, so we're moving item number 9, the appointment of members of the green team, to item number 10. So we're going to switch that over. I am going to request that item number 11, discussion vote on the public comment rules, is moved up, ideally before the public comment, so that we could adopt the new rules before the public comment takes place today. Are we good with that? Okay. All right, so number, number 11 will be moved up to number, it could be to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to the new number 7, okay? Because number 4 got deleted. Or we could switch it for 4 if you guys want, okay? Anything else for the good of the order for the agenda? No? All right, so I'm gonna ask you guys if we're moving forward with this agenda with all the changes that were noted. And Melly, you got them all? Okay, so I'm pretty sure I got them all. Joseph, if by any chances you need to move down even more the green team, just give me a warning. We'll suspend the rules and come back to it.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor.
Perfect. So I need a verbal confirmation of agenda, please. Go ahead.
I'm fine with it. Thank you.
I approve it.
Daniel?
I'm good.
Jenny?
I approve.
All right, so let's move on with the agenda with the various amendments. We're moving on to item number 3, council member events and announcements. And I apologize. So this is a legislative meeting of the mayor and council. Several items that you see here as noted are for vote, and they have been previously discussed in a work session. I want to make sure to put that in the record. And this is an in-person meeting at City Hall. All right. So moving on to mayor and council member events and announcement. Go ahead, Valerie.
Thank you. So the Neighborhood Design Center Vision is Yours conference will be happening at Joe's Movement Emporium in Mount Rainier on April 23rd and 24th. They were going to come and present and talk about the conference. It's a placemaking conference, so it's drawing people from all over the country, but mostly in the Mid-Atlantic area, to talk about placemaking. And this is, I think, their 4th or 5th annual placemaking conference. There will be a street closure on Bunker Hill Road between 33rd and 34th Street on April 23rd from 5:30 to 6:30. And this is for a session that I actually proposed called Rush Hour Yoga. And this is a demonstration event for the conference attendees, but they also wanted to open it up to community members. So citizens of Mount Rainier are encouraged to attend. We will be doing yoga on Bunker Hill Road, where the Solstice Glow mural is, to showcase how street closures and other traffic calming measures can actually bring people out into the place and make it a better place. So that's one event. The second one is Gateway Aging Together Potluck Series. It's supported by the Recreation Committee. This series has been happening on Fridays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Nature Center. And the next two are April 24th and May 29th. April 24th, they're talking about discussion on dementia, and May 29th, they're talking about wills and trusts. And then I think the mayor already covered the Skateboard Community Day for Link Ray Day, which is on Saturday, May 2nd from 2 to 6. And that is also supported by the Recreation Committee. I think that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Danielle. I promise after, so they could do the announcements, and then if you have more than one question, we'll open it up, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The CERT team, the Community Emergency Response Team, will have their April meeting here in Council Chambers on Monday, April 27th at 7 p.m. The topic is they're going to talk about falls and preventing falls. And board member Mark Grisar is going to show and teach some Tai Chi stances to help strengthen yourself to prevent falls. So please come out and join that if you want to learn how to prevent falls and how to deal with them. Thank you.
Okay. Joseph?
This Sunday, April 12th, the Mount Rainier Food Forest group is hosting a volunteer day from 10:30 to 12:30. Make sure you bring your work gloves, pruning tools, trowels, etc., to help put in some mulch and weed the gardens. And I've been told there may be ginger scones for those that show up. Also, on May 15th, Friday morning from 7 to 9, the Mount Rainier Bike Co-op and the Green Team will be sponsoring a Bike to Work Day pit stop at the Bike Co-op. It's been a couple years now that we've had this stop. And if you register in advance, you can get a t-shirt. The website to register is biketoworkmetrodc.org. And the event is Friday, May 15th from 7 to 9. And then, of course, you should bike to work afterwards.
All right. Thank you so much. Jenny?
Confirming I will make ginger scones. I don't have any announcements. I just wanted to express my gratitude to our city manager, Mr. Kamali, who is from Iran and has family there, and has continued to work tirelessly on behalf of the city during a very, very stressful day. But luckily we have a 2-week reprieve. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I cover most of the city announcements. The only one I missed was April 25th. Both Mount Rainier Elementary and Thomaston are going to be doing their Greenwood Pride event. And that is a county-wide event that happens in various locations. So if you are able, please go out and help them clean their grounds. And I would definitely like to take a moment of privilege for 2 different things. Last week, various of the elected officials got notification that the vice mayor from Miramar, Florida, unfortunately, her life was taken, Vice Mayor Nancy. So Nancy was a member of both local progress and the National League of Cities that were members. So many of us are grieving. Unfortunately, it was sudden, but I would say that there's various organizations that if you're dealing with domestic violence, please seek help and be aware that this, she was a very positive light to many of us. So we're definitely dealing with her passing. She had a beautiful memorial last week, and we were able to, at least I was able to join it virtually. She was a community organizer for many years, but definitely somebody that had a lot of positive influence on a lot of people. So I want to make sure, that is up in center in the table, right? But the other one is a big, and this afternoon I was in College Park. Councilmember Jacob Hernandez, he had a ceremony for reenlisting in the armed forces, and he has moved from reserve to active duty. Several members of the community joined the event. So this is also a big, I know it's hard for many of our residents that are enlisted and all over the world when it comes to the armed services, they're changing positions and stuff like that. Please know that we stand with you guys, and we know this is a very difficult time. And we will still be here for you no matter what. Unfortunately, a lot of the global news affect us directly. Mount Rainier has several veterans and members enlisted like many other cities in Maryland around the nation. So be aware for those that are your neighbors that they are, plenty of them have gone from reserve to active duty. And this news is pretty fresh for many of us. So in saying that, it was great to be with, the community today and be supportive of it. So if any of our members of the city are in the armed forces, we stand with you and we're here for you, and we're a community. We know it's not an easy decision for anybody, but here it is. So I wanted to make sure I give you at least, take the moment privilege to make sure I I mentioned that. And saying that, they also received news. I know some of us have been waiting by our breath that by 8 p.m., the president was going to announce potential harm to Iran. About somewhere around 5 p.m., the news came out that he's going to, quote unquote, give him 2 more weeks. I don't know what specifically that means, but obviously we are all in alert and we are heavily concerned. So just know that we also feel the same concerns that everybody else is feeling, obviously for many multiple reasons. And we'll continue moving the city along, but it is not beyond us that the current world situation, it definitely affects many of us in multiple ways, especially those that have family members that have been called into active duty or neighbors that have been called into active duty. Okay. So in saying that, I don't want to end in bad note. Please go out. You heard wonderful events of people volunteering. I think one of the things that makes Mount Rainier as wonderful as it is the ability for people to go out and be in community. And I think more than ever, we need that today. And obviously, a big thank you to our team who's out there working every day, regardless of what situations they're dealing at home. So we are very thankful for them, and we know it's definitely not easy. Okay. All right. So I would like to move to the new item number 4, closed session summary, 5 minutes. Mayor and Council receive a closed session summary for the March 24 meeting by Vice Mayor Carter. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. On March 24th, the council met here in council chambers at 1 Municipal Place, Mount Rainier, MD 20712 for a closed session. It was opened at 7:02 under the following annotated code. General provisions, article subsection 3-305B. Number 1, to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over which the body has jurisdiction, any other personnel matter that affects one or more specific individuals. And number 7, to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice. Those who voted to go into session, the motion was made by Mayor Selena Benitez and seconded by Vice Mayor Danielle Carter. There was a unanimous vote by all in attendance, 5-0-0. In attendance was Mayor Benitez, Vice Mayor Carter, Councilmember Hoffpower, Councilmember Woodall, and Councilmember Jakuda. Actions that were taken, there were no votes taken. Topics discussed, email communications with staff and communications between council members and the Open Meetings Act. Thank you, Mayor.
So I'm going to make an edit to the closed session summary. 3 edits. One of them, those in attendance, City Manager Kamali was in attendance, as well as our attorney. So both people need to be added to the attendance in order for it to be legible. The other thing, we need the ending timing and the motion on who brought us from closing to opening. So we might have to reread this one at the next meeting because it's missing that information, okay? All right, so we're gonna put this one on pause and it will be brought up one more time, okay? All right, thank you so much for that. All right, moving on to the next item, item number 5, presentation on Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month proclamation. Okay, let me read through it. Okay, proclamation on Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month in the city of Mount Rainier. Whereas autism is a lifelong development condition that shapes how individuals communicate, interact, experience the world, and it's estimated that 1 in 36 children in the United States is identified as being on the autism spectrum. And whereas the city of Mount Rainier is enriched by the presence of individuals on the autism spectrum, sorry guys, I'm like dying of thirst here. Those whose diverse perspective, creativity, and talent strengthening our schools, workplace, neighborhoods, and civic life, and whereas autistic individuals contribute meaningful to their community through innovations of the art, excellence in academic and technology, dedication in the workforce, and leadership in advocacy and community building. And whereas their schools and youth programs play a vital role in fostering understanding, inclusion, support for students on the autism spectrum, ensuring that every child is given the opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed in environments that respect their unique abilities, and encouraging peers, educators, and families to build a culture of acceptance from early age. And whereas the city of Rainier recognizes that individuals on the autism spectrum within the Black and brown communities and other communities of color, as well as those who identify as LGBTQ+, may face unique barriers to identifications, access to service, and social acceptance, and affirms the importance of advancing equity, culturally responsive support, and inclusive spaces that honor the full diversity, identity, experience, voice within our communities. And whereas Autism Awareness Month, observed each April, and World Autism Awareness Day, recognized globally on April 2nd, providing opportunity to increase understanding, promote inclusion, and celebrate neurodiversity. And whereas fostering acceptance and inclusion requires collective efforts to ensure equitable access to education, employment, healthcare, community engagement for individuals on the autism spectrum and their families. And whereas the city of Rainier is committed to creating a welcoming and inclusive community where all residents are valued, support, and empowered to thrive. And I missed one end. Now, therefore, I, Selena Benitez, Mayor of the City of Rainier, do hereby proclaim April as Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month in the City of Rainier, Maryland, and encourage all residents to promote the understanding of awareness, acceptance, embrace inclusion, uplift the voices of all individuals on the autism spectrum, and celebrate the many contributions that make our community each and every day. And it's there. I haven't signed it, but it's there. Just as a point of information for the work session, I'm going to turn this from a proclamation to a resolution. Basically, more or less the same thing. I just need to borrow the bottom part so that we could start working on it and we could vote as a collective on this. So, Councilmember Carter, thank you so much for bringing it also to our awareness. Okay.
Thank you for reading it.
Okay. No problem. I was like, why is my name floating anywhere? Now I figure out why. Okay. All right, thank you guys so much for that. The other one, I think last year, the city recognized this month also as Arab American Heritage Month as well. So that information will be out through all of our social media as well. And the last resolution I'll be making is Language Accessibility Month. It's April. April has a lot of wonderful days. So be on the lookout for that one. Which other one? And volunteers, well, we thank the volunteers every single month, but April happens to be their month as well. I don't know why April, but April happens to be their month. All right. Thank you guys so much. Okay, let me see. Moving on to item number 6, presentation discussion Teacher Appreciation Week of $500 each for Thomaston Elementary and Rainier Elementary School. Mayor and Council will have a discussion of funding for Teacher Appreciation line item 5550, totaling $1,000, which is split between Thomas S. Stone Elementary, and Rainier Elementary School. I think it's not much of a presentation, a vote. We voted on this line item in the budget, correct, Mr. Kamali? Over a year ago, and Valerie and Danielle I've also been in the council for 3 budgets now? 3. So we always added, we more or less let the community know like Teacher Appreciation Month is coming. So that way you guys wonderfully remember. But the city also provides $500 each to the schools, and the schools buy items for the teachers to show appreciation in behalf of us. Okay, so that's the discussion. All right, so we love you, teachers, and many other teachers in our schools are also members of our community. Some travel and commute over an hour away, so we are very thankful for what they do. Okay. All right, so moving on to the new item number 7. Sorry, guys, I have to be going back and forward, which was the, what is this? Yeah. I was looking for the document itself, which is the discussion and vote on the rules for public comment. The Mayor and Council will have discussion, the votes and rules for public comment. This item was brought up to a work session. So this is not a new item. If you, I don't see it in the new package. Okay, here we go. So the changes are gonna be made are basically minimal. I'll read you guys what the proposed document was. The mayor and city council invite and welcome comments at the public meetings. Mayor or the presiding officer will recognize you. Please introduce yourself at the podium. This one says spelling your last name for recording purposes and giving the name of your street and block number, e.g. 4300 block of 34th Street. Public comments has a limit of 3 minutes per speaker unless otherwise decided by the mayor. While speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about the performance or conduct of any city employee, please bring your concerns to the attention of the city manager, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to all the residents and businesses, the council requests speakers not use a specific address or name of individuals when describing a situation or making a complaint, knowing the block is preferred over a specific address. So this one from the one that we have in the council rules, the changes is like the other one states, and it's in the document, it states that the speaking time will be in the agenda. It didn't say where in the agenda. This allows us to be in the same place, and we've been using this on and off, but we decided to vote. So it's like, so that way it got edited. The other thing that it asks is like the 4300 block of 34th Street. Last part, it cleaned up a little bit because you had one paragraph that said, you have any concerns, come to the city manager. And then an additional part that said with code or PD, go to departments of council members, right? So this one, and you have seen it, we used it before, cleans it up a little bit and makes it tighter and puts it in one spot. All right, council, that was a brief description. So I'm gonna open it out to council, okay? All right, Jenny, Danielle, Valerie, Joseph.
I think this has been discussed enough. I have no comment.
Okay, Danielle,
I concur.
Valerie,
Thank you. I agree on this.
Joseph?
I have one comment. I would like to see one additional sentence added, and that is the sentence to the regards of when it is necessary to refer to a person, please do so by their title.
Okay, so I need two things from you. One, where in all these paragraphs will go, and this was not part of the discussion previously, so can you tell me where do you see it going?
I thought it would go, the way I had written it out would have been, while speaking, please maintain a courteous tone, avoid personal attacks, and when it is necessary to refer to any person, do so by their title.
So while speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks.
Comma, and when it is necessary to refer to any person, do so by their title.
I will concur that it might need a point, because it sounds like if you could do personal attacks as long as you name by their title, the way it's reading. So I definitely would not, so I will.
I'm fine with finding another spot for it too.
Yeah, but this went to a work session a couple of times. That's my only thing. It's like the way it's read like you could attack as long as you say mayor, whatever, blah, 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 and I don't think that's the intent of that sentence.
How about in the last paragraph then? Council requests that speakers not use specific address or names of individuals. Why don't we just have a new sentence after personal attacks? If you do need to refer to a person by, please do so by their title.
Okay, as a courtesy to the residents, the council requests that speakers do not use specific address or names of individuals when describing a situation or making a complaint. You said no to that one, so you want to go back to?
I think it's I do like it when going after personal attacks, but it'll be a new sentence.
So what's the sentence you're asking to add?
It'll then read, first word, when it is necessary to refer to any person, do so by their title.
Okay, but then it follows is if you wish to lodge a complaint about performance of conduct. So you're between two personal attacks. That's the reason why I don't think it goes there. What? Hold on. Danielle, do you have a suggestion?
I do. I have a suggestion. If we use an Oxford comma, then that would take away the confusion. So instead it would say, please maintain a courteous tone, comma, avoid personal attacks, comma, and what Joseph said. And that way you have an Oxford comma and you have 3 specific separate thoughts.
But it's still in the paragraph that talks about complaints. Because the following sentence, if you wish to lodge a complaint with the performance or conduct of any city employee, please bring it to the concerned attention of the city manager. So that's what I'm telling you, it does not fit in that, it might not fit in that paragraph. That's what I'm trying to figure out what other paragraph it fits.
Well, maybe it should be all in its own separate paragraph, separate from the complaints.
Okay.
So see,
Yeah, no.
take this sentence out and then drop this down and make it a separate paragraph. So take, while speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and comma, avoid personal attacks, comma, and when necessary, refer to people.
Okay.
And then
Maybe the first one.
next paragraph, say, if you wish to lodge a complaint.
I
So
will
that would
say
be a
if it
separate.
fits anywhere is the mayor and council invite and welcome comments at a public meeting. The mayor president will organize you. Please introduce yourself, podium, whatever else, and give the name and block number. Public comments of this. Give me the sentence, Joseph. What is it exactly that you want to say?
When it is necessary to refer to any person, do so by their title.
Go ahead, Valerie.
I think in the third paragraph, we're saying we should not be using specific addresses or names of individuals when describing a situation or making a complaint. So why are we using titles?
Yeah, it contradicts it.
It would be mostly in regards to referring to us. So if you wouldn't say if it pleases Selena, Valerie, Joseph,
But you would not be
Danielle,
using.
and Jenny, you would say if it pleases the mayor and council when you speak. So
But that's what I'm saying. So if you're not using any names, that wouldn't be the case anyways. That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
So names are completely out. So them using like somebody's name for the audience or the staff or us will not, it's asked for them not to use it. So therefore, if you cannot use name, it cannot use title. Obviously, if they say city manager, they don't have to use his name. They'll know like it's him, So that's the reason why all names and addresses have been asked to not be added. So title is technically like is attached to your name, more or less. So I would, okay, it doesn't make sense.
If I may.
Go ahead, Danielle.
I think, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that he's trying to safeguard when the residents are at the podium instead of addressing you, for instance, as Selena, they address you as mayor. I think that is what he is getting at, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but then you have to specifically say that when addressing mayor and council, address them by their titles. But I don't know if that's what we need to do because it says, the way it reads like that, it refers to any person. So it means that they could say like, X person that's sitting, blah, they could name their title.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when it says, that's the reason why I asked to write it down. I'm a virtual learner. This is for me to virtually see stuff. That's also like, it makes no sense in the line. So that's my only thing because this requires to any person, not just us.
Okay.
So but can I ask you guys something? When you guys are going to change something like this, send it to all of us in writing so it's easier. So that way the staff or legal or the city manager are able to vet it before it comes here. Because it's a voting session, like work session's already done.
There, that's your visual. Tone, avoid personal attacks, and refer to mayor and council by their title.
I don't know if I like the sound of that. But is that where you're trying to get it?
I mean, maybe officials, but I did put this in an email on March 18th.
But it didn't made it through across the work
I
session.
don't know why it didn't get included.
But I don't think it was agreed on. I think we were still having the same problem with it.
Yeah. Maybe you could read when it's necessary to refer to any official, do so by their title. Because that would also cover city manager, Kamali.
He's not an official. Official means an elected official or just official. I would say, I don't know. I mean, I like you guys, but can we, I would say just try to make sure that when we come here, we're ready to vote on items. It makes life easier for all of us. All right, so what's the new wording that you're trying to get at? Because I already heard two different versions.
Mayor, if I may, can we, I'd like to make a motion to add 3 minutes to the agenda item.
Okay, go ahead and make the motion.
I did. I'd like to make, okay, I'm sorry. I motion that, I move that we add 3 minutes to the agenda item.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Objection, abstention? Hearing none, we have added 3 more minutes, okay?
Mayor, if I
Okay.
may, I'll just withdraw it. I know we're going to also work on our rules in general, and maybe we can address this.
Okay, so the comment has been withdrawn. Are we ready for a vote?
Since I caused it, I will make a motion to amend our council rules to replace the text of the public comment statement with the text that is in the packet as the new text.
Okay, I need you to read it again because that was a lot. I need to make sure they're able to catch. I need to know what I'm voting on because I couldn't hear it.
Oh, you need me to say it again? Actually, give me a second. I will make a motion to replace the rules for speakers in our council rules under section 7C3 with the proposed rule for speakers in the legislative packet.
That's the document we just read. Okay, there's been a motion on the floor. Melly, you got that? Yeah, okay, go
I
ahead.
second.
It's been probably moved in second. Any discussion? All right, any abstentions? Objections? Okay, hearing none, the motion passes 500. Okay. All right, moving on to, oh, look, public comment. See page 4. All right, so I officially have to read it, okay? All right, rules for speakers. The mayor and city council invite and welcome comments at a public meeting. Mayor or presiding officers will recognize you. Please introduce yourself at a podium, spelling your last name for recording purposes and give the name and street block number, 4300 block of 34th Street. Public comment has a limited time of 3 minutes for speaker unless otherwise decided by the mayor. While speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about performance or conduct of any city employee, please bring your concerns to attention to the city manager, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to other residents and businesses, the council requests that speakers not use specific addresses or names of individuals when describing a situation of making a complaint, noting the block is preferred over a specific address. So we are going to open right now public comment. And just as a point of information, are you doing a write-up, Pink? Is that what you're doing? So Pink, who is our wonderful communications coordinator, right, is taking a list of people that might want to sign up for public comment. You guys heard the beautiful rules for it extensively. The other thing is that you will see Pink will have a sign up in case you guys are running out of time, but there's a timer behind you or on the side of you, depending on which one it is. Pink, do you have the document? So I definitely will ask, as you come into the meeting, we're going to start having the clipboard by the table. Just come in and sign in, so that way it allows us to facilitate and we could move on. This is like a first time back from doing this, so it's trial and error. I mean, like, you technically don't need to spell your full name. All right, so I have Tony George, 4300 block of Rhode Island. Go ahead, Tony.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tony George,
It's on.
Geor.
Yeah, we're trying to see if the mic was on, but it's on.
Okay.
You're good.
All right, George, 3300 block of Rhode Island Avenue. This beautiful building is beautiful. I've been away for a bit, caring for my sister who passed away in January, but it's good to be back in Mount Rainier. It's public knowledge at this point that the owners of the Mount Rainier Artist Lofts Art Space has filed for bankruptcy recently. Prior to that, we were in communication with Senator Augustine, HIP Housing Initiative Partnership, who actually made an offer to buy the building that kind of got tabled by the county, I believe, and also in contact with the redevelopment authority. And at that point, we were told by management that the redevelopment authority was going to come through and do an inspection, which ended up happening. This conversation started back in October of 2025. So the redevelopment authority did come through on February the 26th and did a walkthrough and inspection with engineers and architects. And management represented it was to determine whether to foreclose on the building or to condemn the building. Back in 2024, we enlisted the help of Senator Augustine. There was a change in management companies, and the owners were attempting to evict almost 50% of the building. We went to court, got that resolved, cases were dismissed. And in 2025, under new management, a new property management company, and under new management at Art Space, they came back and were trying to evict almost 72% of the building for an increase in rent that residents weren't aware of. They came to renew parking permits, pay rent, and were told, by the way, you've underpaid your rent for the past 2 years. And in addition to that, you're being assessed late fees for that time period that nobody was informed of. So at that point, we wanted to get in front of the problem because residents showed up with receipts. They told them, save them for court. So we got an attorney. We opened up an escrow account back in April of 2025. Until today, we are still paying our rent into escrow. So Art Space has put out through the press that the building is bankrupt because the residents not paying rent, and that is wholly incorrect.
Do me a favor, Tony. Just wrap up your sentence. I'll give you enough time to wrap it up because time has run out, okay?
Yeah, so
I didn't want to interrupt
again,
you.
we're actively fighting this situation. We actually had to appeal to the mayor to intervene on our behalf during COVID when the emergency rental assistance money was delayed in Maryland, and they said, we don't care. There's a 2-year backup with the court. We want to get in line. We want to be the first in line. And we had to, only when we get outside help do they respond. And that was after an elevator had been out of commission for 11 months. But thank you. Just wanted to update you all and let you know what was going on.
Thank you so much, Tony. And as a point of information for everybody, yeah, we're fully aware. Ward 2, myself and the city manager met with the building management, the last of many, a few months back, and we make sure to let them know that they have to go by the book. So, and that we were going to be making sure they follow through it. So that bullying stuff that was happening was not going to happen as well. So that's in our end. Also, we have been collaborating with Senator Augustine. There's $1.5 million that he has put in the budget as an emergency fund to try to do capital improvements. And, the city will continue working along to figure out like what else can we do in our end. Okay.
And currently, when they came through for the inspection, the trash, they hadn't paid the bill for trash removal. It was backed up to the 3rd floor of the trash chute. The trash bins that were in the room to catch the trash just disappeared. So code compliance made a complaint. they had it removed 3 days later. They were supposed to get a new vendor in, that never happened. So residents have pooled their money together to provide trash bins, pickup. There was a threat of the water bill not being paid. If the water got cut off, that would be automatically condemning the building. So we had to get Senator Augustine involved in that.
Yeah. So please continue keeping us in touch. I know various residents, you have different point persons that have been reaching out and putting information out to us, and we'll continue collaborating with Senator Augustine as well. Okay? Please.
Thank
Yeah.
you for the comments of what's happening in the world and how it's impacting everybody. I had a dear friend from Iran years ago that I worked for, so it's a lot.
Okay. Thank you. And Tony, allow you to speak a little bit more because you're speaking on behalf of the artist love, okay? So I allow a little bit more leniency, okay? Thank you for the update and information to the community as was very important. I have Kira Austin, 4200 block of 31st Street.
I couldn't even write my own address.
I was like, wait a minute. It's okay, no worries, go ahead.
So yes, Kira Austin, 4200 block of 31st Street. To be honest, I wasn't going to come tonight. I was planning to listen online. I had nothing to say, just wanted to listen. And to my surprise, there was no link. And so I'm here because of that and because I'm disappointed. Zoom went away. I don't think that was announced. Facebook link, it doesn't appear to be up tonight. And I really believe the city wants community participation. And so for those of us that are trying to stay informed, we can't always be here in person, but we still want to listen. We still want to be aware of what's happening. So I'd really appreciate the city or the council addressing why we don't have a virtual connection tonight, whether or not we will have some kind of virtual connection in the future. Perhaps there's some kind of challenge I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
Would appreciate being educated on that. I'd like to just confirm that the sessions will continue to be recorded and shared on the city website. And I'd certainly appreciate if there are some of these changes about how to connect or not, that there be some kind of proactive announcement about that so we can be aware and then change our participation habits. If I missed some announcement, let me know. I apologize. That's it.
Thank you so much for coming. And I will tell you that one of the biggest challenges that we've had is the fact that the decision was made for us to go back in person. Unfortunately, the technology for us to be able to do Zoom is not here yet. So we have asked people since the first meeting right before it, we notified the community that they're going to have to be in person until further notice. The meetings are recorded and they are placed in our city website. Go ahead, Mr. Kamali. They are placed in our city website. So yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. But I think we put the information out last.
Could you turn on your
Mic, Mr. Kamali.
I'm sorry. All right. Going back to the comment that the resident made, I just want to let you know that we put the information out last week again, how to get the link. The link, it could be on the homepage, right? And also you can see it on the calendar. And that was requested by.
No. So right now, all the meetings are it's okay, Mr. Kamal. It's been a long weekend day, but it's fine. So I will say to you guys, we have notified the community that we only could be having meetings in person. The videos are being recorded, and within 48 to 72 hours, the videos are going up, or how quickly are they going up? Do you guys know? So by tomorrow, the video is going to be up for you, be able to hear and know the different documents are there. But, we decided to leave virtually and come back in person, knowing that was a challenge. We apologize for that. And there's been a delay. Unfortunately, somewhere between tariffs and a war, a lot of items have to be put aside. So we have been affected by not having that things come to us as quickly as we would like to be able to equip this room with the additional stuff that we need. If you notice, we're still in our old little dais, which we love. It has a lot of history, but the new dais is still on hold, which will allow us to be able to connect and have the technology that we need, bringing us forward to this new generation. So I would say our apologies on it, and is pretty backtracked. And at this point, even if we would have waited like a month or two, we still have a couple more weeks and months. So we felt it was more important to come in person. And we apologize. I know that we enjoyed the accessibility to, be connected. I know I do, as a parent, it makes my life a lot easier. But until further notice, the meetings will be recorded and will be showcased in the city website the next day. Obviously, if it's a holiday, not, but in saying that's been the change that has happened. And we announced it when we came back a couple of times because we've been asked, but yeah, that's been more or less the challenge of it. And to the podium. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Also, it is live on Facebook right now if you want to watch it.
I was trying to, I'm sorry.
So it's on Facebook.
I'm sorry. It's streaming on the Facebook.
Yeah. So it's on Facebook, but not on Zoom.
Sorry, to clarify, when
Yeah.
I went on the Mount Rainier site, I didn't see the link. So is it there?
No, you're correct. There is no link because right now we are waiting for the vendor to have the hybrid option, which you can log in and get it from the Zoom. But right now we have it on the Facebook.
That's what I mean on Facebook.
So,
I wasn't
and it's on the
seeing it
city-
on Facebook to connect on
Okay.
the Facebook site
Right.
like I did last time. So
Okay,
if I
I'm
missed
sorry.
that-
Definitely, I'm gonna put this information out tomorrow.
So we'll put in the Facebook link, we'll put in the calendar, okay?
Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you. I think I'm not talking about just the Zoom.
sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Kara. All right, so I have, Ms. Deborah, I'm gonna kill your last name. Deborah
Saint Sing.
Saint? Like a saint and it sings. 300 block of Queen Chapel Road. Go ahead.
Deborah, can you hear me? Deborah
Yeah.
Saint Sing, SAINTSING, pronounced just as it's spelled, Saint Sing. Okay, I wanted to ask a question about comments by email. We had discussed at our last meeting, perhaps limiting email comments from those who are not members of Mount Rainier. And are any other emails, even from our members, are they going to be included in discussion?
Are you done with your Pink? 3 minutes.
Question.
Okay, sorry. I was waiting for the time to run. It's all right, Pink. Okay, so email, anybody can email us. We get emails from Mount Rainier in Washington State. What we do not do is read the emails into comments. The emails are just, if they're sent to mayor and council, the city manager, we read them, and we have a good team that reads their emails very constantly, but we will not be reading emails in a meeting. So that's what we're not doing. But the email is open to anybody that wants to write to us, and we get people writing us from all over the world. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Mayor.
Yeah, so if you would like to write to the city of Mount Rainier, there's an email that grabs all of us, and that's consult@mountrainiermd.org. Or our city manager email is citymanager, we made it easy, @mountrainiermd.org. That's more or less how you get us in via email, right? So Jenny, you had a comment?
I also just wanted to clarify, there was a suggestion at a meeting that we would prioritize public comments by residents of Mount Rainier. And I wanted to clarify that we will not be doing that because that would be a violation of the Open Meetings Act. And so our meetings are open to everyone. We assume that most of the people who would attend our meetings are indeed residents of Mount Rainier, but they're open to everyone, and public comment is open to everyone. But the decision was made that public comment has to be in person. But certainly, we all have received lots of emails from non-residents, and we try to address them in turn. Thank you.
Yeah, and I will say something. The comment was also a remark that if we have more Rainier residents in the room, they'll get like first priority to speak up, because we had a lot of people that felt like they were sitting around getting a lot of emails, and they were not. They were just being placed like in second standard for people. But either way, it's a moot point, as there's no. If you're in person, you get to speak. But I do ask. Please honor the 3 minutes, unless it's like in a little exception, then we'll stick around. All right. So I have nobody else in the speaking block. Okay. So thank you guys so much for your comments. All right. So that was item number 7. Number 7, number 8. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next item, first reading and adoption resolution. Oh, no, we moved that one, right? To 10? Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm halfway there. First reading of ordinance 01-2026. I did read the whole entire summary, so Councilmember Jacuda, I'm going to pass this to you, since it's so you'll be able to make sure you have enough water around you to be able to read the document, okay? So this is the first official reading of this document. It's not up for a vote since it's an ordinance, but it's the first reading. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. So tonight, introducing for first reading ordinance number 1-2026, amending the code of the city of Mount Rainier, Chapter 10, Peace and Order, Section 10-101, vehicles prohibited on sidewalks, Section 10-102, vehicles prohibited on the street and sidewalks, Section 10-103, bicycle safety, to improve the safety of users of bicycles and other similar vehicles, and amending Chapter 13, traffic, Section 13-107, the manner of parking, to alter the manner in which vehicles may park on city streets under certain circumstances, and Section 13-118, no through trucks, to alter the designation of streets on which the city may restrict truck traffic. This is also a shorthand Vision Zero Ordinance 1-2026. Whereas pursuant to Section 5-
Do me a favor, move back just a little bit from the mic, because we're getting sound back.
No problem. Whereas pursuant to Section 5202 of Local Government Article of Annotated Code of Maryland, the Council of the City of Mount Rainier, Maryland, the city, has the authority to pass such ordinances as it deems necessary to assure the good government of the municipality, protect and preserve the municipality's rights, property, and privileges, preserve peace and good order, secure persons and property from danger and destruction, and protect the health, comfort, and convenience of the residents of the municipality. And whereas the city charter, Section 402.42, grants the city council the power to adopt by ordinance and enforce within the corporate limits traffic, speed, parking, and similar regulations non-conflict with state law of Maryland of this charter. And whereas Maryland General Assembly passed and Governor Moore signed into law Jay's Law in 2025, allowing for a person traveling on a bicycle, play vehicle, or unicycle to ride on sidewalks in the state of Maryland when yielding to pedestrians and persons using mobility devices. And whereas sidewalks can be the safest location for bicyclists and users of similar transportation to ride, especially when the bicyclist is a vulnerable road user such as a minor, and crosswalks can be a preferred location to cross a busy roadway when one is on a bicycle. And whereas it is legal for persons riding bicycles to use sidewalks in Washington, D.C., the town of Brentwood, and unincorporated Prince George's County, leading to a disconnect between what is allowed in both state law and the city's abutting jurisdictions, which creates confusion for road users. And whereas the Vision Zero Streets Plan was written as directed through Resolution number 1-2023 and includes recommendation B.1, which calls for discouraging through truck traffic. And whereas the City Council believes in order to further discourage through truck traffic as recommended by the Vision Zero Safety Plan, the provisions of the city code allowing for the placement of signs restricting trucks from entering certain residential areas as set forth in Section 13-118 should be expanded. So now we're on to Section 1. This is the portion that updates. Wait, you want me to read the actual text, or can I just give a fair summary? I'm getting nods for fair summary. So section 1 is what, section 1, 2, and 3 are what deal with altering the code in order to allow for bicycles and play vehicles, most commonly a skateboard, to ride on sidewalks and then on the streets. It also allows for trail bikes to ride on the streets. It does continue to prevent electric bicycles and electric scooters from riding on sidewalks, as well as vehicles like cars and mopeds, because we're not wanting to start allowing for cars to ride on our sidewalks. It also, in section 3, it allows for the person operating the bicycle, play vehicle, or unicycle on the sidewalk area to also use crosswalks, but they, of course, should yield the right of way to a pedestrian or a person in a personal mobility device. Section 4 is mostly now just cleaning up the manner of parking. We were originally going to do something in our work session, but that was taken out. That was going to allow for parking 2 ways on 31st Street. We're going to go back and revisit that, but while we were in the process of cleaning up the ordinance, we decided to keep it. When it gets time to amending it, I am going to make one minor amendment because there's a drafting error in A, but this section doesn't really change the law at all. It just cleans up the way it is written. Then we get down to through trucks in section
5.
Section G, there was a list of the different streets that would allow for through trucks. There were many streets, especially on the west side of town, that weren't listed. So this is, it's changing the format of it so that now it's which streets are out rather than which streets are in. So it's going to still allow for through trucks on Rhode Island Avenue, on Chillum Road, because we do have a portion of Chillum north of Queens Chapel and Mount Rainier, on Queens Chapel Road, and then also there's in paragraph H, there is what is called the preferred access routes for trucks in the urban light industrial properties, so it also will allow for through trucks on those. And so that is what this ordinance accomplishes, and I am done with my fair summary.
Thank you, Joseph. Question regarding E3. It says, is owned and operated by resident 34th Street in Brentwood, is allowed to be parked at the resident dwellings in Brentwood. I will caution us that, and I just saw it when you read it, that we do not have jurisdiction in Brentwood. So making reference on what Brentwood residents could do in Brentwood might not be something we want to add to our code.
For that one, Mayor, that one's already part of our existing law. We're just cleaning up the way it's written. So we already have that allowance. And I'm thinking there is, for instance, a business that has a food truck. I think it's in Brentwood or North Brentwood. But, you see it on Rhode Island Avenue. And if they were to, let's say, want to drive from Eastern Avenue down Bunker Hill to get to their home, that would technically be a through truck because they're not stopping here. But what we're saying is that if you are going through Mount Rainier, but your end goal is Brentwood and you have a truck, that's okay.
Okay. So maybe we need to be a little bit clear up because now it reads is owned or operated by residents, so we might have to do Brentwood or North Brentwood. All right. Okay, so we might have, that's the only one. And then the other one that I mentioned to you, the 3A, they'll be my edits. Yeah, and thank you for putting this together. I know it takes a lot of work, as you guys are aware, when laws change. Laws change. We have to update our books in the city in order to try to match them. So make sure that at least some of the ones that we're supposed to match. So I appreciate you putting this together to work on that. All right, Council, it's not up for a vote, but I'm going to call on each of you guys to see if you guys have a comment. And any other very suggestions send it directly to Councilmember Jakuda. All right, so I'm going to start with Danielle.
Nope. Thank you very much, Councilmember, for putting this together.
Jenny?
I think cars on sidewalks would be exciting. But I'm okay with the ordinance as written. Thank you.
Valerie?
Thank you. I don't have any comments at this time.
I'm not, I have no comments. Usually I'm at the end, but I mean, go ahead, Joseph.
I would like to make an motion to amend section 4, A
What
to
page?
for section 4, so it'd be section 13-107, manner of parking, A, to strike except as provided in subsection B of this section, and then to start the sentence with a capital V in vehicles.
I was asking what page to.
Oh, sorry.
Because they're trying to show you the
Page-
screen.
That would be on page 3.
Okay, page 3. Thank you.
It would be the 1 to 3rd paragraph.
Okay. And then you're also going to delete the A, correct? The except in probation subsection B of the section?
Yeah, it would read A, vehicles not in motion shall be parked, is what the final reading would be.
Thank you so much for those. Okay, so council, you have heard a through reading and summary of the changes. This was also discussed in work session before. If there's anything else that you see that needs to be cleaned up, we have questions, refer it to Councilor Jacuda.
There's a motion.
No.
I second it.
There's no motion.
Oh, wait, then I have to make a motion to amend it?
Oh, I apologize. Hold on. Wait, give me a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Just let me get it together. All right. Can you repeat your?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to amend section 13-107, manner of parking, A, to read, to strike except as provided in subsection B of this section, and start the sentence
So-
with vehicles.
I mean, we could do a motion, but I don't know if a motion is needed. This is just like, because it's just a first reading, so you're making the amendment, so it's not voted yet.
Okay.
So that's the only reason why I was like, hold on, wait a minute. But I think that you guys could vote on if you want that change. I'm fine with that, but we have discussed it and there's no vote. So on the next one, we'll have a cleaner copy of it and then we move through it. Good?
That's fine by me.
We good with that? Yes?
I withdraw my
Right,
motion.
so I see no objection to that being like cleaned up, Joseph, so you can move forward on the next, so that way when we're ready to vote that the change has been made. Okay? All right, perfect. So it's your whole team here to call in for number 10 for the green team or no?
I believe everyone's here that's going to be here.
Okay. Right, green team. This is so exciting. All right, so let me, hold on. All right, so we are going to move to the new item number 10. First reading and adoption resolution 03-2026, appointing members of the green team. And this is in reference to Sharon Kiss, Barry Stahl, Jacqueline Norris, Elena Goldstein, and Samir Kutra. I apologize. My name is also not very easy to say. Okay, so let me go through the resolution. And what we've been doing is basically we vote and we appoint you. So that way you're stuck with us and we're stuck with you. All right, so there's no way of running out. Okay, so let me see. This is resolution 03-2026 introduced by Councilor Jacuda. Joseph, go ahead and read it.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, Resolution 3-2026, appointment of residents to the Green Team and acknowledgement of current Green Team Chair. Whereas the City Charter, Section 402.6, grants the City Council the power to appoint any boards, commissions, and committees that may be deemed necessary to further the purposes of the city. Whereas the Code of the City of Mount Rainier, Section 4.400, establishes a Green Team, and Section 4.401 established that the team shall have 5 members appointed for terms of 2 years. Whereas the mayor and city council desire to appoint residents who have an interest in serving on the Green Team. Whereas Ms. Sarah Lifsey has served as the chair of the Green Team since December of 2018, and during that time helped compile and submit 2 Sustainable Maryland certification applications, stood up the Native Pollinator Program, encouraged adoption of the Composting Pickup Program, launched a Bike to Work Day pit stop, and activated a group of residents to improve our community and environment. Now therefore be it resolved that the following residents are appointed to the Green Team for a term of 2 years beginning on April 7th, 2026 in accordance with Code of the City of Mount Rainier, Section 4.401. Ms. Sharon Niss, Mr. Barry Stahl, Dr. Jacqueline Norris, Ms. Elena Goldstein, and Mr. Samir Quatra. And be it further resolved that the Mayor and the City Council of Mount Rainier do commend Ms. Sarah Lifsey for her service as the Chair of the Green Team. This resolution is adopted by the City Council of the City of Mount Rainier this day of 2026.
Okay, so you guys have heard Resolution 03-2026. I'm going to go through council to see if they have anything else to say before we move to vote. Okay? All right, so Valerie?
Thank you, and thank you to everybody who's willing to serve, and thank you to Sarah for leading the Green Team for so long. I have nothing else to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle.
Yes, thank you, everybody, for stepping up to do the Green Team, and Sarah, for all your wonderful work these past few years. Thank you.
Jenny?
Thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate you. And thank you, everyone else. And hopefully I'll see people on Sunday at the Food Forest. Thanks.
Okay, so I will tell you that the Green Team, like all of our committees, is part of the heart of who we are as Mount Rainier. It might seem like things work perfectly harmonious, but it's because we have so many volunteers along with city staff making it work. But for some of those that don't know what our wonderful Sustainable Maryland status is, we always have gotten the highest. And as a peak of information, Sustainable Maryland will be, so future Green Team members, be aware. Sustainable Maryland is going to be creating a gold standard level. Now, that's something that we have asked because Mount Rainier has gone above and beyond, and we always gotten like pretty good rankings. But in saying that, all those wonderful certifications wouldn't happen if we don't have people working and leading. So Sarah, I know that after Joseph left because he still was around, right? You did a beautiful job at taking lead, making sure the Sustainable Maryland Awards were on it by today. It was like not even a beat got skipped between one another. But also you have gone to the Maryland Municipal League conferences to represent the city of Mount Rainier and obtain the award. And that has been a beautiful highlight that you have gone out of your way to make sure you're in those spaces so people know that community means a lot to us, but being green means a lot to the city. So for your service, we want to thank you. And this beautiful resolution, we're going to make sure we also make a copy for you because it definitely was important to acknowledge the great work that you had done because it doesn't go unnoticed how wonderful it has been. And you know, we couldn't get all these accolades if you were not also, leading and inspiring others to do the work. So thank you for that, Sarah. Okay. Sarah's like, I want to hide them. All right. So in saying that, Council, I'm just as bad right now. Motion to appoint the following members to the Green Team. Sharon Kiss, Barry Stahl, Jacqueline Norris, Elena Goldstein, and Samir Quatra. Can I have a second?
A second.
It's been probably moved and second. Any discussion? Any abstentions? Hearing no abstentions, no no's, right? We have officially appointed the team. Give them a big clap of hands. Good job. Thank you, guys. And we have the documents already to get him sworn in? Yes? Yes.
I'm sorry, there is no need for them to take oath.
Okay, we will bring them. Do me a favor. Can you guys come up to the front so that way the camera could at least see you guys? So I want to make sure that at least we acknowledge who they are, our residents know who they are. And this is the wonderful team that now you guys will have all these beautiful questions too. Okay, so can you guys just do me a favor? Come up. Okay. All right. If you guys could go ahead and go to the mic and I'll go ahead and we'll work on the other details. I know we want to do more. You guys could go ahead and introduce yourself in the mic and then we'll move forward. Go on.
Sharon Niss.
Barry Stahl.
Samir Quatra.
Okay, perfect. And these faces are not new to the city or new to doing wonderful work neither. Some of them have been here like even longer than some of us, doing outstanding work. Anything you want to share regarding your future vision for the green team?
Yes.
Go
I'd like to express my gratitude and my hopes. So I moved to, I'll be very brief.
Yeah.
But I moved to Mount Rainier 10 years ago. I was appointed to the tree commission. I got a chance to work in the food forest. I got a chance to design the garden in front of Joe's, to work on the native plant network, but I still have high hopes. I would like to see Mount Rainier a place where people arrive and they say, there's something different about this. There's more vitality. For me, my specialty is plants.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do over all the plantings downtown. And I think that plants make a difference in the way people are healthy and in the way they feel about their community. So this is my hope for joining the Green Team. And I thank you for the opportunity. We've got a really hardworking mayor and council and always have. Our city manager and staff I have the highest regard for. And so I'm happy to have a new opportunity to work with you all.
All right, perfect. You guys are good. You guys, let's get up and shake his hand at least. Okay. So come on over. I want to shake your hand at least and thank you guys for the work you guys are going to be doing because Sustainable Maryland is definitely going to be in your hands.
Yeah, we can just.
Yes, there you go.
Reception line.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Samir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. So you saw those beautiful faces. So there's two more, but be aware anything green team related. I know Sarah's gonna still be around, like volunteering. But these are the people to go. Also, when it comes to the plant network, I know it's been a big ask to be activated. I know they've been very involved, and I'm still working on my plans. I'm almost there. Okay, Sarah, do you go ahead and you want to say something? Go ahead. The mic is yours.
Just that I appreciate all the kind words and I've enjoyed working with y'all and I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be doing green team things and volunteering and doing other things around town. I have bike to work day flyers in English and Spanish. I'll be giving to you all to help post and thank you all so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Good job. All right, perfect. Okay, let me see. So new number, let's see, then number 11. First reading of ordinance 02-2026. The mayor and council will have the first reading of ordinance 02-2026, amending the code of the city of Mount Rainier to repeal and react the city fee schedule. Okay, hold on. Let me get to the right screen. Okay. Okay, Mr. Kamali, this one is yours.
Sorry, I think Joseph is gonna do the reading, but we just made a few changes that in the fee schedule.
Okay.
I'll ask Daniel Carter to read it.
Who?
Daniel Carter.
So hold on. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so did you put it together or no?
Staff put this one together,
Okay.
and I'm very appreciative of them for doing it.
Okay. So for those that need to know what this is, it's amending the code of the city of Mount Rainier to repeal and react the city fee schedule, which is 2-205 for the local government article. So right now, our fee schedule is in part of our budget, correct?
Can
Yes.
I explain?
Yeah.
Okay. The old budget, we had the fee and the fines at the beginning of the budget. This year, we moved the fines out because they are in the city's code. And we kept the fees. I've been working with Council Member Joseph Jakuda and the city attorney and the code. We have made some changes, which we went through that on Saturday, March 21st. And nothing has changed. So tonight is the first reading. and the residents or the community can see the fines in the city's code. And the only thing that we added from the last reading is just putting the section number in each row. So, for example, if we start with chapter 3, that is building code and permits. So we put the section 3-105. So it's easier to see where that one is coming from the code.
Okay.
And that's all the changes that have been made. So tonight should be the first reading because we're trying to put it into the budget book for FY27.
Okay, I think what I was looking into is if we could know from this document, what were the changes? So not necessarily like read word by word or line by line item,
No,
but more of like, what has been the changes that have been made? Because I could give it to you, but I don't think you know all of them, right? But if you could like let us know in each chapter what the changes are, it will allow us to at least guide the conversation.
I'm sorry, we went through that process on March 21st, but I don't have it handy with me. I have to dig into my emails and found those changes. But basically, I do remember some of them. You want me to start with chapter 3? If you look at the vacant building registration, so that was, the fee was every 6 months, we change it to, the fee has not changed. We just change it to the annual, and it stays the same rate for the commercial, single family, utilitarian building, and vacant lot. And then sidewalk on chapter 7, I do remember that we changed for the general license and permits. We changed the sidewalk cafe permit from $25 to $75. And home business, okay. I'm sorry, just
It's
trying
fine.
to find it. Piece and I think also in chapter 3, I like to bring your attention to the roof demolition removal and change of the building structure. We just, redefine the language on the fees, like $150 for a structure, for a structure that is 150 square foot to 500 square foot inclusive. And if it's anything more than that, it's going to be $350 for anything greater than 500 square foot. And let me go down the list. I'm sorry, everyone. Should have didn't know that we're going to go through this. Okay, multifamily, residential, bulk trash, okay. Okay, right away, permit on chapter 12, which is the street, section 12-104, street and sidewalk disturbance. That right-of-way fee, it was $25 and we increased it to $50. And that was the only change. Then we go down to chapter 9, stays the same. Chapter 13 stays the same. Impound fee on chapter 13-1017. That administrative fee is increased to $85. And then I believe that's all the changes. I'm sorry, I should have brought the changes.
You're fine. We just needed a brief summary, Mr. Kamali, just to like highlight it. That's why I want to read the whole document because it's a lot of reading for minor changes. Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. And it's also like, it is a first reading. It's not a vote reading, so it's okay. All right, Council, I'm gonna move on to see if you guys have any questions. Again, it's not up for vote. You guys are moving so much, it's driving me off the wall. I'm trying to focus. Here's all right. Joseph, I'm gonna go first with you and I'll make my way across the table.
I want to thank Mr. Kamali, Ron and our city lawyer for putting this together, and also probably code. This was really important to update, and I'm really excited for it. I am glad you guys added the sections to each the code sections to each to make it easier to find why we're paying the fees. And I really appreciate the readability of it. I'm very happy, and yep, I'm supportive of this.
All right, thank you. Valerie?
Yes, thank you to staff for working on this for the last year and getting it to us for this fiscal year 27 budget coming up. So thank you.
All right, Danielle?
Yes, no, thank you. The shuffling over here was comparing notes to try to help you to find out where the changes were made, and we found them. I do have one question that we brought up, or that I brought up at the budget hearing. I had asked for an increase in the through truck citations. They're set at 100. Now I'd like to see them increased to deter the through trucks from coming through. And I cited the situation on Shepherd Street this past year with the semi truck that caused damage that the city ended up having to pay for. So I would like to, at this time, again, appeal to you and my fellow council members and the mayor to consider increasing that from $100 to I would even like to see 500. The idea is to deter them, give them a reason not to come through.
Okay.
So thank you.
Can I respond?
Otherwise it looks great, and I love the citations.
No, I appreciate that. Just want to let you know that this is the fee schedule, the fines that you are talking about. I'm going to present that one to mayor and council in the work session, which is going to be the work session in April. And we will discuss all the fines over there, but we already incorporated those fines to be increased, and you'll see it at that time.
I'm sorry, I think I did the same thing at the budget hearing and got fees and fines confused at the same time, so I'm really sorry, but thank you, Mr. Brown. And I do I do appreciate the citations in there too. That makes it very easy for the residents to see too. Thank you.
Okay, Jenny?
Thank you for your work on this.
Thank you.
I echo the thank yous, and if we're all good, we're moving on to the next item. Thank you so much. And to the whole entire staff for doing this. It does cleans it up, and it makes life a lot easier for us and the residents, and us as residents as well. All right, moving on to item number 12. Vote on approval of minutes. The mayor and council vote on approving the minutes for February 17 work session, February 21st council retreat, and March 3rd legislative meeting. All right, Jenny, Danielle, Valerie, Joseph.
I have no comment.
Danielle?
No, I'm good.
Valerie?
I'm good, thank you.
Joseph?
No comment. Thank you.
All right, seeing that it's coming, motion to approve the minutes as presented for February 17th, 21st, and March 3rd.
So moved. Second.
Okay, probably moved in second. Any discussion? Objection, abstention? Hearing none, the minutes have been voted 500. Okay, unanimously. All right, moving on to item number 13. Okay. Presentation of minutes. The clerk will present the March 17 work session minutes, March 21st public hearing and budget work session, and March 24 the special legislative meeting minutes to mayor and council. They're in your package. Any feedback? They're there. All right, moving on to item number 14, adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn this first meeting?
I move to adjourn.
There's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? Objections, abstentions, here none. This first meeting comes to an end at 8:29 p.m. Thank you guys so much. Now moving on to the next meeting. All right. Okay, do you guys need a 5-minute break, or you guys are moving on?
Can we stand and stretch for a minute?
So we are gonna have a 5-minute break, and we're coming out to the FY 26 budget meeting. All right, so we have a collection of meetings today. All right, so 5 minutes it is. Let's make it 8:35 coming back. Yeah, so we could go in. I need water. Pinky? All right, all right. It is 8:35. We had a break in between meetings. There's actually 2 more meetings to go aside from this one, okay? So the next meeting is agenda for the FY 2027 budget meeting of the mayor and council for the city of Rainier, in-person meeting Tuesday, April 7, 2026, following the legislative meeting. Discussion items, item number 1 will be roll call, and let me do roll call for the record. Jenny?
Present.
Danielle? Present. Valerie?
I'm here.
Joseph?
I'm still here.
That's what you say, but I was like 5 steps away from here. All right, and I'm here, so is full council present. All right, review of the agenda. We did call to order. Everybody was here. Review of the agenda. Mayor and council review the agenda for the meeting. Item number 3, discussion and proposed fiscal year 2027 budget. It's a 20-minute discussion. The mayor and council will have a discussion of the proposed FY 2027 budget. Then you have first reading of ordinance 03-2026. The mayor and council will have the first reading ordinance 03-2026. An ordinance establishing the tax rate, adopting an annual budget, and appropriating funds for fiscal year 2027. Beginning July 1st, 2026, and ending June 30, 2027. Following public comment and adjournment. And as a reminder, after this meeting, we have another meeting, which is a public hearing, okay? So I know you guys are looking at me like we're going to spend the whole night together. I know. All right. So we have reviewed the agenda. Any additions, subtractions? We're moving forward with the agenda. Where are we, council? I need to hear yay, nay, or where are you?
I'm good.
Go ahead.
I approve.
Valerie, Joseph?
I approve.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, so we are moving forward with the agenda. Moving on to item number 3, discussion the proposed fiscal year 2027 budget. And as it was listed in the number below, the 2027 budget will start on July 1st, 2026, and it goes on until June 30, 2027. A calendar was presented to us last year, and we are in compliance with every single day that we have said we will be having. All right, and that's the reason why some of these days are very specific. All right, Mr. Kamali, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. As you know that we had the budget meeting on March 21st, and there were some changes requested by the council. So all the changes, as you see it, have been incorporated. After the changes, we do have a balanced budget. We were lucky to make it. And as you see, all the changes for the different departments and the council department is listed there. If you have any questions or any concern, I'll be glad to respond.
Okay, so just so we are all in the same page, it is, I can't even tell you the page number. It's following the agenda. You have the rules for public speaking, and it's like the 3rd page in the virtual package, and you have it up in the screen. To get through read of what the changes were. We don't have to go through the whole budget. I just need to make sure those are read. The revenue, starting with the revenue, right, Mr. Kamali, that's the first one?
I can do it, I can
go
go
ahead,
ahead and,
please.
yeah. So starting with the revenue, we made the changes that $24,330 grant that was given to us by CDC Gateway. So we incorporate this one in our grant revenue. And then in the expenses, under the mayor and council department, we made some changes to the line item 5,400. And we increased the line item by 1,500. And then association dues, line item 5531. The new line item is $12,000. We increase it by $1,000. And then we go to the City Hall line item 5511. we had to reduce the city homeowner credit based on the history of the account. So we only need $27,500 in order to find some money and put it at the line items that we needed. So we reduced that line item to $2,500, up to $2,500. Line item 5512, veteran. And this line item, it was $45,000, reduce it to $43,000. Line item 5558, Community Development Corporation. We did take this one to the Economic Development Department, and which was $25,000. And the line item 5558A, which is the CDC Gateway, Arts District Management, another $5,000 was moved to the Economic Development Department. Then we go to the Admin Services, line item 5527, Marketing Outreach. We reduce $1,000, so the new line item is $9,000 from $10,000. Line item 5540, Mount Rainier Day, it was $25,000, reduced it to $20,000 based on the history of FY26 budget. Line item 5546, Senior Programming. We have not been using this line item, so at this point, because I need to balance my budget, I made that one zero for now. And then line item 5553, Recreation Program and Recreation Grants. We just had to flip the line items, budget. The first one, 5553, was $10,000, and we made it to $7,500. And then the $10,000 goes to the grant, which is the line item 5554. Line item 5649, Rent Stabilization Board. We don't have it right now, so I made that one zero for this year, and we see what we're gonna do next year. The next department that we have, Economic Development, the wages, so we put the line item wages, which is $42,974.40. That was allocated from Public Works because we have a commercial district employee that is under the Public Works Department, but basically he does everything for all the businesses and clean the sidewalks, the streets on 34 Rhode Island Avenue. And so we moved that one based on the request of the council. And then we include in this line item 5,000, the wages, the employee bonus, which is $500. And then we go to the next page, please. Line item 5100, the FICA for that employee is being removed from Public Works to Economic Development, which is the $3,287.54. Line item 5102, dental insurance expenses, $653.16. Line item 5105, workers' compensation insurance, which is $5,000. And I skipped the medical. I get back to it. I'm sorry. $5,131.95. And line item 5103, which is the medical expenses for that employees, $34,764.32. 5107, retirement contribution, which is $4,864.70. Line item 5558, community development gateway. We removed this one from the admin and we brought it over here, which is, and increase it by 10,000 as it was discussed on March 21st. So the new line item is $35,000. Gateway CDC, it stays the same. We just moved it to economic development. The next department that we made changes, it is the police department, and it was requested the fire department for the volunteer of the fire department for the city of Mount Rainier. The mayor and council allocated $10,000, line item 5526 in the police department. And then we go to public works, we have wages, 5,000. So we are decreasing all these benefits and the wages from public works because that employee is shifted to economic development. So all the expenses as you see it, 5,000 line item and 5,000 line item. Again, the bonus 5,100, 5,101, 5,102, 5,103, 5,105, 5,106, 5,107. And this is all the changes that we made regarding the employee to be allocated under economic development. And then you have the line item 5,700, which is the community garden grant that we received from the Gateway CDC, $24,330. This is going to be managed by Public Works. And
I think those are the only changes. There's only two
yeah,
pages.
these are the only change, but thank God the budget is balanced, and hopefully the council, mayor and council, not going to have any more requests for me after
Okay.
tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Kamali. I do have a request for line 5526.
55,
I needed 5526,
56.
The fire
Which
department.
department we're talking about?
the fire department.
The fire department, yes.
I want to make sure that it specifically reads the Mount Rainier Volunteer Fire Department.
Definitely.
So not just fire department, because with everything that's happening over
That
there,
one,
it's a lot.
that
Okay.
one, it was just,
Yeah.
fast
Yeah,
typing,
so,
but we're
but that
gonna,
way, like, it also reflects it on our budget itself.
yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Thank you for that. All right, those, at least that's the ones that I saw at this point, but I want to make sure that's clear. I know that there's a whole process that they need to go through anyways. But that way it is clear that that is, the funding will be for that specific. Because we have requests from other fire departments in the past. So make sure that we keep it clean. All right, council, you have heard, we've gone through the whole entire budget once. We don't do that. We don't have to do that anymore. But you have heard from our city manager the various revenue changes. He has submitted to us with the changes of various requests, a balanced budget, okay? The different things that he discussed on changing were also discussed on the last meeting we had. So this is not new information. So I'm gonna go across, Joseph, I've been going across this way. So let me go across this way, the opposite end, in order to, if anybody has any, anything when it comes to the document that the city manager has submitted for the balanced budget, and community members, after the first reading of ordinance 03-2026, it's open to the public comment if you need to say something, okay? Just heads up. And Pink, you have the little, so if you want, so she'll leave it in the corner in case you guys want to speak, okay? So you call your name. All right, so Jenny, Danielle, Valerie, Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Kamali, for working on the balancing the budget. I remain concerned about the only new funding being put into economic development is the additional 10,000 requested for Gateway CDC. And I don't think that's sufficient. I recognize that balancing the budget is difficult, but I'm concerned that we simply are not being strategic in our approach to economic development. I personally would like to zero out the amount that we pay our lobbyists in Annapolis and use that money for economic development. However, I recognize that my fellow council members may not be supportive of that idea. So I'm still gathering input on how we can do economic development, but I think that simply cleaning the streets and giving money to Gateway CDC is insufficient. So I think that I would like to reiterate that at the work session, there was a request made by, I believe, Councilmember Jakuta to get a plan from you about how we're going to do economic development. So I just want to reiterate that I would like to see that.
Well, can I respond, Mayor?
You could respond, but I don't need, a plan is not to be discussed here. A plan could be discussed in a different meeting because that's the whole item on its own. I just want to make sure we stay focused on what was presented in front of us. If not, we're going to dilute this information, okay? But I think that Mr. Kamali fully understood that a plan needs to be on it. He'll bring it to a work session and we'll have the discussion then. All right, Danielle.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for going through this. I do want to quickly echo my partner here in Ward 1 that I thought there was a discussion not just about the plan, but a concern about either hiring a contractor or a regular employee to focus on economic development. I'm going to reiterate my stance that I feel very strongly that we need to have someone, an employee, like she said, not clean the streets, but focus on helping fill our vacancies here in the city. We have a lot of empty storefronts and we still have some empty houses that need to be rectified. So I feel very strongly about that. I won't take up all of my time discussing that since Councilmember Huffhauer did that for me, but I do want to ask you just for clarification, because I don't want a lot of upset seniors and a lot of upset vets. The city homeowners tax credit and the veterans tax credit, you reduced those to the historic numbers. You're not cutting the program, you're just reducing it to what the city historically has been paying out. So I just want to make sure that's on the record and that you are given a chance to respond to that. Because I don't want my constituents calling and emailing me and knocking on my door going, why did you cut my tax credits? So please speak on that for me. Thank you.
Mr. Kamali, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. No, we're not cutting any services, and actually the deadline was April the 1st. We continue the service, but based on the history that we have for the account, it is good to be conservative, but I guarantee you we're going to be fine. Everyone can apply, and there is no reason to be worried. The program, the services there, we are not cutting any services because we wanted to have a balanced budget. That's not the case.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Valerie?
Thank you, Mr. Kamali, to you and your team for putting together these changes based on our conversation on March 21st. I don't have anything more to add to that. I think this is a good summary of what we discussed, so thank you.
Joseph?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you again, Mr. Kamali and to Ron for putting this together. I'll say in the interim time, I spent some time doing my MML budget homework, and I was just going through that. I was just very impressed with how well put together you guys are doing with the budget, estimating revenues, you're right sizing those. You're really looking at the history of the programs to try and come up with good numbers. So that being said, I also want to reiterate what Council Members Huffpower and Carter said, that I am concerned about the economic development budget. I do hope you can look through the couch cushions for some money for professional services before the next time we meet. 30 to 50 range or something. So we have someone who can do some work for us to expand our economic development, get some people in our storefronts, help with DPI. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I know that every budget is like years in the making. And it starts with having our audits done in order for the budget to be more accurate. But also the ability, like not all budgets have the previous 5 years information on it. So it allows for the community, but also when it comes to council, both old and new, to see the trend on certain items. And I will tell you that I'm at ease, mainly because I know, like, if there's something that needs to be adjusted through the year, they'll go ahead and put an amendment. As Mr. Kamali develops his economic plan, we could see an amendment coming forward of what it will take, but also give us some time to be able to see where to else find the money as they go through the revenues. And I will tell you this, that a lot of these revenues, you see them expend on this time of the year. The money does not all come at once. I wish we get one big check, right, Mr. Kamali? And here's all the taxes that we have collected. It is not the case. They send us one big, little, medium, somewhere along the lines, but it's like money trickles in through the whole entire year. So that's the other part where Mr. Kamali also has to be, along with his team, very cautious of how much he's putting and taking out to make sure that we don't get into a situation. But again, reiterating that I'm thankful for the audit reports that have been on time, early, right? I think it's maybe the second, third year early. That has allowed for our budget to be where it's at. The fact that we keep balancing the budget and turning in good audits as showcases of the hard work that you and your team do to make sure we provide the services. The other thing I want to make sure to reiterate that originally when the senior funding was put, we didn't have a social service coordinator like we have. And so now that funding has moved towards that. That's the reason why you see the change also on it. And if by any chances there is more people applying to the tax credits than need to, Mr. Kamali will come to us and let us know there has been, a change, and we might need to look for funding to take care of our seniors and our military veterans as well. So I think that year after year has proved that that's the way it works. So that way I'm a little bit more I'm pretty at ease. So we'll work through the other things that we need to, but I want to say thank you to your team. I know this is a lot of tedious little numbers and work, and it does help. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. And I went through another screen. Let me see. Sorry, everyone. All right. So you guys heard the proposed fiscal year 2027 budget changes. In case you are not aware, the schedule for the different meetings that we've had and we'll be having are in the budget itself, and you can find it online at rainiermd.org under FY27 budget. Okay, so can I get one motion to add 1 minute on the clock so we could vote?
Second.
It's probably moved in second. Any discussion? Objection, abstentions, hearing none. Actually, it's not a voting item. My apologies. So we don't have to vote. But
No.
anything else to add? We're good? All right, so there you go. Fair enough. I didn't cut nobody's time off.
You scared Melissa.
Melissa was like, no. I like you, Melissa. Melissa's like a whole window behind us. All right, perfect. So thank you guys so much for the discussion that we had. We'll be moving on to item number 4. Okay. First reading of ordinance 03-2026. Mayor and Council will have the first reading ordinance 03-2026, an ordinance establishing the tax rate, adopting an annual budget, appropriating the funds of fiscal year 2027, beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending July 30. And all these dates they are located on resolution 0-2029. That's also in your budget. Okay. So Mr. Kamali, this is you as well. Hold on.
I
You have it
think
on?
I
Okay.
bite the bullet.
Give me 1 second, Mr. Kamali, because I'm like 3,000 windows open in my thing to try to get the information I needed. All right. Here you go. All right, so let me get through all the budget. That was a lot of budget. Okay, we could just read it through, Mr. Okay.
It's a lot. Can I give you a summary? Going from the page 1 and walk you guys through all the way down to the last page, which
I would,
is about 6 pages.
Yeah, so I would say to you guys something, so 2 things. So this is more of a summary of what we already been discussing.
Right.
So it's good for us to just establish taxes are staying the same.
Yes.
Right? You could read what the taxes are.
Yes.
And how do you call it? Just the overall, the big number at the end of each one.
do
Because we
that.
already went line item by line item on all of this. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. So this is the ordinance for the tax rate, establishing tax rate, adopting an annual budget, and appropriating funds for the fiscal year 2027, beginning July 1st, 2026, and ending June 30th, 2027. So I would like to draw your attention to page 2, where we have section 1, the tax rate. As you see, the tax rate, again, this year, we've been able not to raise it, not to change it. And so I'm going to read each bracket. And so the tax rate for single-family residential is going to be 0.75 cents per $100 of assessed value. So this is going to stay as the last year. And also, I believe, 2 years ago, too. So we've been doing a good job. And then the next one is the townhouse residential real property tax. That one stays as the single family 0.75 per $100 assessed value. The next one, we have multifamily residential real property that shall be 0.86 per $100 of assessed value. Next one, the tax rate for commercial real property will be 0.79 per $100 of assessed value. And then the tax rate for the industrial real property will be 0.79 per $100 of assessed value. The next one, the tax rate for the vacant developed real property stays as 2.50 per $100 a square assessed value. Assessed value. Section 2 is the tax rate for the business personal property. That tax rate will be for all the business personal property, 0.99 cents per $100 assessed value. And section 3, we have the tax rate operating property of the railroads and public utilities. That shall be 2.75 per $100 of assessed value. And section 4, so we just finished the taxes, nothing has changed, and we're maintaining the same rate for all the brackets. And then we go to section 4 to give you the general fund revenue that is for FY27, beginning July 1st, 2026, and ending June 30th, 2027. I'm going to give you the total budget revenue, which includes the tax revenue, license and permit, intergovernment revenue, charges for the services, fines and forfeitures, miscellaneous, including the grants, the last line item. The total budget for FY 2027 is going to be $11,976,492.82. Go to section 5, that's the general fund expenditure categories. So here we have more categories, and starting July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027. We have the category for the wages and leave pay, employment benefits and services, materials and supplies, repairs and maintenance, professional services, other services and charges, community activities, infrastructure and facility maintenance, capital outlay, capital project, debt services, grant expenses, So the total budget expenditure for FY 2027, beginning July 1st, 2026, and ending June 30th, 2027, will be $11,976,492.82. Section 6 is general fund expenditure category by each department. And we start with the city government, and then we have the city hall, the city government with governors, which includes mayor and council, the city hall budget, and then administrative services department, code compliance department, economic development department, police department, public works department, debt services, contingency. So the total budget for all the department expenditures, it's going to be $11,976,492.82. So, and then we go to the next section, which is the full-time employee. This year, we're gonna have 45, and we're losing one employee comparing to FY 20.
5, 6, and 4.
Yes, there is something not right. I'm sorry. It should be the budget FY 27, 45, and 26 should be 46, so we will correct that one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I think the last,
I think that's
Okay.
it. You're right. And this is why we read it and summarize it, because sometimes we catch little things on it.
yes.
So thank you for that. So remember, this is a first reading. It is just presented. So there is no voting on this tonight. I'm gonna go through each of the electeds to see if they have any comments. Keep them brief. They're 6 minutes. It is 9:07. All right, Danielle.
Yes, thank you. I did want to bring up, the fact, and I emailed you about this today, so this is not, I'm not catching you off guard. We discussed the tax rate for the vacant, lots and the vacant properties. We talked about the history of it being $250, why it was $250, and why I proposed that we raise it to $5. The idea is to, as I've said numerous times before ad nauseum, we want to fill the vacancies. We don't want people driving through our traffic circle in our city seeing vacant businesses. I strongly suggested, and I don't know if we took a vote or we discussed, I don't remember how we discussed it, but I don't remember anybody objecting to it. But I would ask that at least 2 others on council agree with me that we need to raise this from $250 to $5 per 100 assessed on vacant properties, vacant lots, vacant whatever. The idea is not to generate a ton of money. It's not going to generate a ton of money. We know this. The idea is to make it hurt for these people to keep, these landlords, these property owners, not just people, but these property owners, we want to make it hurt for them to keep it vacant. Because they're not hurting themselves, they're hurting the residents of this city, who I represent half of the city. And I have heard this over and over and over again. So I think that there needs to be motivation, and the only way to motivate these property owners, landlords, to fill these vacancies is to give them a reason to. And I strongly feel that doubling it from $250 per 100 to $5 per 100 will be at least a start in that direction. Thank you.
Jenny.
I concur with everything Councilmember Carter said.
Valerie.
I don't have any comment on this at this point. Thank you. This is a good first reading.
Joseph.
Thank you, Mayor. I had 2 things. One's very quick. On that, the FTE count, we moved the 1 FTE from Public Works to Economic Development, but that's not reflected at the bottom of page 4 in the table. So I hope you can correct it. Number 1, I also concur with the idea of moving our vacant tax rate up to $5 from the $250. And that, given the idea that in the medium term, that should result in less revenue from, or maybe equal revenue or something. In the short term, that will increase revenue, and that could be used for the professional development we seek in the economic development department that can help with, for instance, getting, you're paying in a little extra, that we can have professional services to help ease the DPI process and get people in those vacant buildings quicker. So that additional money we might bring in for maybe a year can be put back to deal with the professional services we need in order to get the vacants filled quicker. So it would be hopefully the kind of thing where once we've solved the problem, the money goes away and we don't need it anymore. And sort of a, I'm losing my train there, but I think you get it, and I would like to see it at $5.
So thank you, Mr. Kamali, for putting the document together. And a point of clarification, Mr. Kamali just stated that he'll be putting the budget FY26 added, thank you, Pink, added to the document, so he'll reflect some of the changes that are not here. Regarding the vacant tax, I will tell you that I have concerns that numbers just been thrown around with no data, no information, no resources of what it even means. So if this means we are gonna be, as an example, like lowering money, that means Mr. Kamali has to go back to his budget and reduce the budget even more to make up for the difference. That means that this budget will not be ready anytime soon. I just wanna make sure that that is clear. Number two, to be very specific, is $2.50 for $100 of assessed value. It's not just $100, which means that every year since this was passed, the assessments for the various buildings and homes have continued to increase. So it hasn't been a steady amount. It has continued to increase, but also what I would like to see, and I'll tell you this, being in council for almost 9 years, a lot of properties that were originally in the list, and Mr. Kamali, you Public Works even longer than I've been around, have left the list. So the number has reduced and reduced. Some people have been added that are new. So I also feel like if we're going to be punishing the people that were just landing in the list, is there even a breakage if somebody just landed like they've never been in the list and now they're in the list for less than a year? Now they're going to $5 and 100 square footage assessed value. So, but for me, we need to bring this to a work session to try to get the documents and the information to figure out what it looks like. Because if not, the team is going to have to go back and reassess this budget, and this budget's not going to be balanced. So what we just review that number above, be ready to get more cuts because it definitely is going to change. The other point, it's like if assessment values have continued to increase, they have not been paying the same amount every year. They've been increasing in the amount that they have also paid. So there has been an increase. So I definitely would like to see what it is. But to me, important is like most of the properties as of 9 years ago, 7, 6, 5, whatever, have already gotten out of the list. So you mean to tell me that somebody that just came in that will be just added to a list this year will pay double the amount, double of what if they were never even in the list? So either we need to consider what it looks like for people that are just going to get in the list compared to, how do you call it, those that have been in the list a little bit longer. But at least 2 properties that were there the longest on Rhode Island, they both technically came out of the list. I don't even think they were in the list because they were rental properties. So I think the illusion of that this potentially could solve a lot of things might not be what it looks like. And it definitely is going to hurt. But that's where I'm at with this. It should go to a work session for us to look at actual numbers, figure out what it looks like, because if not, this budget's not passing balance. And I am not going to be the first mayor to pass on a balanced budget. And I'm pretty sure nobody in the council wants to, or the city manager as well. So I don't want to take it as anybody here wants that as well. All right. This was just a first reading of the ordinance. Thank you, Mr. Kamali, so much. And we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Okay. Item, and thank you, Pink, for keeping us on track. I do see you like, I do see you from my side purview. So item number 5, public comment. Do we have anybody in the sheet to speak? And, okay, so before you come out, Tony, let me officially read that spiel, so I'm fair. I know, I'm looking for it. It's gonna be like page 5 or whatever. No, it's up. Give me 1 second, Tony, as you're stretching and getting ready to speak, okay? All right. Okay. This is it? Okay. All right. The mayor and city council invite and welcome comments at public meetings. The mayor presiding officer will recognize you. Please introduce yourself at a podium. I think we need to eventually scroll down the spelling your last name. Spelling your last name for recording purposes and give the name of your street and block number. 4200 block of 34th Street. Public comments has a time limit of 3 minutes per speaker. Unless otherwise decided by the mayor, while speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about the performance or conduct of the city employee, please bring your concerns to the attention of the city manager, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to all other residents and businesses, the council requests that the speaker not use specific addresses or names of individual when describing a situation or making a complaint, noting the block is preferred over specific address. Thank you. Go ahead, Tony. Sorry. So Tony George, 3300 block of Rhode Island Avenue. Go ahead. Yeah.
Just 2 quick comments. In terms of the funding for Gateway CDC, I would definitely ask the mayor and council to consider a larger allocation for them. What the work that they do is important, and we as artists we learn from that, and it helps us with our art, our businesses, and it's important, and to be an anchor for this arts district. I think they need to have more support. My second, this is the observation on the budget. I noticed that the public works funding was reallocated to economic development.
1 position.
Okay, but there were other expenditures and whatnot that went under there. But so the position is currently vacant, or is it in the budget to have somebody fill that position in the future? Like I said, I haven't been around, so I'm trying to catch up.
No, I'm trying to wait for you to finish so I could answer you. So I'm trying not to be rude, but go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, so I was just trying to get clarification on the shift from public works to economic development. I noticed that there's usually 1 position and it was 0. So if the budget is balanced, is it a contingency for that position to be filled, or it's going to stay vacant for that fiscal year?
So we do have 1 member of Public Works that cleans the business district. So we decided to do this, like move them from Public Works, their whole entire payment and salary and everything into economic development. That's what you saw that change. And that position it's been, various employees have been able to utilize it. Mr. Kamali, go ahead and explain it better.
Yeah, that position, Mayor, was initiated a long time ago. The Business Association requested city to have somebody to clean up the business area, commercial district, and they supposed to share half of the cost. But unfortunately, they did not do that. So we have an employee that is allocated 5 days a week, 40 hours, and that employee is maintaining and upkeeping the area of commercial district. Going back to the position that you're talking about for economic development, no, we don't have any opening. That position was eliminated, and I made that decision because I didn't see any reason, and economically, I am saving a lot of money, and so somehow we do not have any opening. I'm responsible for economic development, just like other cities, and I will definitely talk to my council regarding their proposal when I propose my plan to them. So, and we're moving forward. Right now, I got the artist that is gonna put the mural on ZZ Pizza on 4,000 block of, Rhode Island Ave, 34th Street. I am working with DHCD, getting the grant and working and putting the bids document out for the facade improvement. And I don't see any changes, but if we go back and compare FY26 with FY27, I think I saved more than $200,000, but that $200,000, I had to put it in the budget because we are getting electric trash truck for public works, which we have received a grant, 80 to 20%. My 20% is more than $375,000, which I'm gonna buy 2 new trucks. So that money is being utilized somewhere that I think is more efficient to me. And I am doing the same thing that person was doing. And I don't see any reason that I have to have additional cost for the taxpayer to have somebody as economic development. And I definitely talked to my council regarding my proposal, and this is so far. If you have missed anything,
Yeah.
and if you have any other question, I'll be glad to answer.
Yeah, so the position is not contingent to balance the budget on it. So the budget right now stands as balanced even with the changes. Yeah.
Okay, I would just add that I love the murals. That's a part of the beautification and part of a visual representation of this being an arts district. However, it still doesn't address the empty storefronts, empty buildings. That it's more than adding a nice
Yeah.
exterior to something. There has to be a concerted effort to get businesses in those spaces.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm looking at you is because I just gave you more than 3 minutes and I don't want to be guilty of it. All right. Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. She has to say it.
No, I know.
If not, we're gonna get. So I asked you guys to do me a favor. There's usually like either Pink will like put a sign up that says time stop, or they'll have a running clock behind. I know it's a little bit awkward because we're kind of like this, you know? Yeah, but if you put it here, then we're kind of, it's never a good position where you put it. And we tried it in different areas. Like as you can tell, we're like, the screen is behind us. But thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate it. Seeing there's no more public comments, I will, can I have, no, not can I have, motion to adjourn. Can I have a second?
Second.
Is it probably moved in second? Any discussion, objections, abstentions? Hear none. The second meeting has come to the end at 9:22 p.m. And don't leave because we have another one. I know you guys were like, yes. No. Almost. This is going to depend on you guys. This is going to depend how late we stay on the community. So I am letting you know this. All right. So agenda of the public hearing regarding FY 2027 budget for the city of Rainier, Maryland, in-person hearing today, Tuesday, April 7, 2026, following the budget meeting. Call to order. Valerie.
I'm here.
Danielle.
Present.
Jenny. Joseph.
Present.
Here.
All right, everybody's present. We have a full quorum, 500. Item number 2, review of the agenda. Mayor and council review the agenda for the meeting. Item number 1, we had it, roll call. Item number 2, review the agenda. Item number 3, public hearing / public comment regarding proposed FY 2027 budget. And item number 4, adjournment. Are we moving forward with this agenda? I want to hear a verbal yes.
Yes.
Or no.
Approve.
Affirmative.
Okay.
You guys are funny. You guys all say 4 different things. All right. So we're moving. It's fully agree. I don't want to hear later on anything. All right. Moving on to item number 3. Public hearing. Public comments regarding proposed FY 2027 of the budget. The public hearing / public comment session of this meeting, it's open. Same rules, 3 minutes. And street and block number, first and last name. That's your summary. You already heard that spiel like at least 20 times. Don't be asked.
You don't see like the 7 people that are like sitting in the room that.
There's a mic. If not, it looks like we're crazy, like speaking to ourselves in the room. But no, I think that public comment, public hearing is one of those things that is optional. People could sit here and listen to the meeting, hang out with us during our meeting, but it's optional if they want to come up. And this is why we put this little beautiful document. And if there's nobody that would like to do, if nobody has a comment for public hearing or public comment, I will go ahead and close down our public hearing / public comment section of this agenda for the proposed budget FY 2027 budget. Don't be aching no one.
I would like to note that there's more than one person in the audience, though.
Well, they have people have a camera. They could.
No, I
not
mean
look
the
at us.
people that are
Yeah,
watching.
I was gonna say the video does shows who's the back of their heads, but it's they don't have to announce who they are. All right. So in saying that, item number 2, public hearing and public comment regarding proposed FY 2027 is closing at this moment. Item number 4, adjournment, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It's been probably moved in second. Any discussion? Objections, abstentions, hearing none. This meeting comes to an end at 9:26 p.m. Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your wonderful time. For those public school parents of 4th graders that had to do 4 packages of homework with their children, I feel for you because that was my life for the last week. All right, thank you guys so much and have a good night. Hold on.